Can I start by asking you, who will be your new captain, please?
Wayne Rooney.
And please explain why.
Well, obviously, I gave it a lot of thought, but I think that Wayne is an obvious choice, to be honest. I think he certainly deserves it. His commitment to the cause, his experience, the fact that he has already captained England in the past, and now, of course, has got the responsibility at Manchester United. All of those factors weighed in my thought process. All I can hope for, really, is that he continues to play well, and that he sort of shoulders the responsibility of captaincy as well as the other captains before him. And the one in my time, of course, has been Steven Gerrard. What he said was he was really pleased that I'd chosen him, and he was desperate to do the job as well as he thinks Steven has done it in the last couple of years, and that will be his aim and his focus. Let's be fair, I wasn't springing it on somebody who'd never given it a thought that maybe the captaincy will come my way. I got the answers from him, certainly, that I was looking for. They were the answers I expected, but it was nice to hear them coming from his mouth and face to face, eyeball to eyeball.
There are 4 new faces in this squad. First of all, can I ask you about Callum Chambers and how impressed you've been with the start that he's made with Arsenal this season?
Very impressed with his start with Arsenal, but that wasn't where he first impressed me. He first impressed me at Southampton, playing at right back. I thought he did exceptionally well there during quite a long period of the season, and he's had a magnificent start with Arsenal. I had a long chat with Arsene last night and just checked with him that we weren't pushing him ahead too quickly or maybe asking something from him that he wasn't capable at such a young age of accepting. But Arsene assured me no, he's ready to take on any challenge you care to give him.
The other 3 new faces, of course, were all in their mid-20s with a bit more experience. But tell us specifically, say, Jack Colback, for example, what have you seen in him?
I was quite impressed the other day when we read someone who knows him well up there called him the Ginger Pirlo. I thought that was quite good. That would be delightful if that epithet turns out to be the correct one. But I was impressed with him last year playing at Sunderland. I thought he did very well, and then he got the transfer to Newcastle, and we followed him in both of the 2 opening games. I was at Aston Villa and Newcastle. I think he's got an awful lot to offer. A very talented player.
Fabian Delph, he's a player that is sort of well known in England circles, though he's not appeared in the senior team yet.
No, well, he's one, of course, that we've watched quite closely for a period of time. I thought he had a very good season last season with Aston Villa. Again, impressed with him on Saturday. When I saw him, impressed with the reports from the first game that he played for Villa this year. And of course, he also benefits to some extent from the fact that an area of the field where we felt ourselves to be very, very strong with extremely experienced players, not least of all Gerrard and Lampard, with those 2 now out of the equation, people like Fabian Delph and Colback, they suddenly could see an opportunity to break in and take their places. And they're still young players and very inexperienced at international level, at least. And we've been a bit unlucky that our opening qualifier is probably, at least on paper, the most difficult fixture we have. And we're going to sort of confront that, if you like, with a lot of players who will have to assume an awful lot of responsibility without maybe getting the softer introduction that maybe could have come their way had we had some qualifiers against somewhat lesser teams beforehand. But I am very excited about the prospects of this England group, and to be honest, I was that before the World Cup, and even more so perhaps now after the World Cup, because it's obvious now that these players have got to do the job, because they don't have the senior figures to lean on. The only player we have now with Glenn Johnson, of course, is unavailable for this game, but he's got 50 caps. But I think the only other player to have over, we haven't got players over 25, 30 caps anymore. You've got Rooney out there on his own now. So they'll just have to be empowered more, and they will just have to accept, look, I think I'm good enough to play for England. The manager and the coaches think I'm good enough to play for England. I've now got to put on the shirt, put on my boots and go out and show I'm good enough to play for England.